How's it going, everybody? Well, I want to show you the new addition to the family. I just picked up here about 4 days ago this Ruger carbine. This is the Ruger Mini 30. This is chambered in 7.62 by 39, which, if you don't know, that's the same round that the AK-47 shoots. Little bit of a story, as usual, to go with this. I had seen in my local gun shop, one of them, that they had a Romanian AK-47 in there, and they had a price tag on it of $550. Wasser 10-63, I think it was. And this was on a Friday, and I went back in there the following Monday or Tuesday, and I was going to take a closer look at it, and I was about 95% sure I was probably going to buy it. So I go in there after work. I would get in there roughly 10 minutes or so, well, about 20 minutes before they're going to close, and they still have it. It's in there on the shelf, and I'm looking at it. I don't know a hell of a lot about AKs, but I knew I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money on one. From what I understood, you could get them things for $450 up to $800-900. You get into some of the arsenals and what have you like that. But I'm looking at it, and I ask them in there if that rifle came with the bayonet, and they asked me. They said, "Did you just call about this?" And I said, "Well, I called earlier in the day." And they said, "You didn't call like in the last 10 or 15 minutes? And I said, "No." They said, "Well, there's someone on their way down to pick it up." Well, I can appreciate that, to me, it's good. A lot of people would look at it and say, well, first one money in hand should get it. But this is a small, local owned gun shop, and people's word has to be worth something. The guy called and said he'd be down in 20 minutes to get it, so they were going to hold it for him. Well, lo and behold, he showed up while I was still there. Well, I've been thinking about, even before I got my AR, I was thinking about the Ruger Mini 14. I've thought about the Ruger Mini 30. I know that the action on this, and I always get this screwed up, so forgive me if I do, but I believe this action is based off of the M14. I get the M14 and M1. The M1 Garand, I believe, is a bolt, but I'm not sure. But this has the same action on it as like an M14. I'm pretty sure it's an M14. So whenever that rifle was gone, I wanted to just kind of pick their brain about the Ruger Mini 14s, Mini 30s, and lo and behold, they had a Mini 30 on the shelf. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, nobody has a Mini 30 in stock. I said, we do. So they took it off the shelf, and as soon as I grabbed it, and looked, I've looked at the Mini 14s before, never the Mini 30s, but the Mini 30 and the Mini 14 are the same gun, other than the magazine and the chambering. You can take a Mini 14 aftermarket Tapco stock, and it'll fit on a Mini 30. They're essentially the same, physical size-wise, dimensions and stuff, the same. So I held it, loved it, just absolutely loved it. I thought, well, it shoots the same round that I'm looking for, I wanted to get something that shot the 7.62 by 39. I was, going toward the AK, but that kind of fell through at that point. So anyway, long and the short of it is, I ended up picking this up. This was roughly $200 more than that AK would have been, but here again, this is an American-made rifle. Ruger has stepped up and made some pretty big improvements on the Mini 14s and the Mini 30s as far as the barrel thickness. This has got the thicker barrel. This has got the improved spring and actions in it, and just like the Mini 14s do. I think that they did this some years back, a few years ago or something. They did an update on them to make them more reliable. So I have not fired this. I did just go to my orientation today, so I do now have a range membership. I'm on the hunt for a good price on some 7.62 by 39 ammo. If you guys have been doing any looking around, you can see that ammo is flying out the doors very fast. The fear of the election coming up, if Obama gets reelected, just what he's going to do, as far as gun ownership goes. So I don't have any ammo for it yet, but I'll get some. But just a little bit about the gun. This gun weighs 6.75 pounds. That's with no optic. Probably no magazine in it. If it is a magazine, it's an empty mag. It has an 18.5-inch barrel. It has a matte stainless steel finish on it. Okay, the stainless steel, not an alloy steel. This is a stainless steel barrel and all, and it's a matte finish. You can get this with a 5, 10, or 20 round magazine. These are Ruger mags. Ruger does not make a 30 round mag for this, but you can get them aftermarket. I've seen them from Pro Mag is one. I have not heard very many good things about Pro Mag, so I'm not in no hurry to jump out and buy a 30 round Pro Mag because I just don't feel in my own mind that the thing is going to be very reliable. But the gun comes with these mounts, the scope rings I should say. Now why Ruger did this, well I know why they did it, it was for money, but these are a proprietary mount for where these rings go. So you have to get these Ruger rings, or there might be some aftermarket people out there that sell them specifically for the Mini 14, Mini 30s. But they just have an odd shape. I'll show it. I'm going to take that scope off. The only reason I put this scope on, this is a real cheap 1970s vintage Tasco scope. I wanted to put on the rings, see how they mounted on. This scope was sitting down here and I just threw it on. So it kind of gives you a look of what the gun would look like with a scope on it. I'm going to take it off. You can see the other side of it here. Pretty uneventful. Whoops. I really like it. The front sight up here is steel. This has the same style, I don't know what the hell they call that. I call it like a dovetail or something, but I think that's mainly for a rear sight. But this is all steel here. It's not plastic or polymer or anything. The rear sight is a peep sight. It's not flippable like on an AR for short range, long range. It's just a fixed, but it's got the small peephole in it like the AR does for doing long range shooting. Let me pull this off of here, give you a look of this off of the gun, let you see what the rifle looks like without an optic on it. Pretty simple. But I don't know if you can see down between here or not. You can see maybe right there the peep sight. I'm going to undock you and let you see just exactly what this scope mount looks like. See that right there? See how that's like a half moon or a half circle instead of just being level and flat like any normal would be? Well, that's what Ruger did to make theirs proprietary. Now why they did it, Lord only knows, but you can see it's got that like semicircle mount on there. Same way on both sides. Now I have done some looking to see if there is a aftermarket Picatinny built for these mounts, so you could put a section of Picatinny up here, and there is. I've seen like 3 different companies that make something. I want to try and do a little more research and see if I can find which one may prove to be, you know, potentially the best quality. And I'm thinking about doing that, mounting something on here with a standard Picatinny, and then, you know, it kind of gives you a few more options if you want to put a red dot or whatever on there. But just to let y'all know, oops, that is empty. The magazines come in and out of this a little different than like an AR. You got your magazine release right here. You push this forward like that, and then you can rotate the magazine out. Now this has got a hole right here. Probably can't see that. I can't see my viewfinder, so I'm filming blind. There's a little hole right there in the mag, and there's a little tit up in here. And whenever you put this mag in, you kind of put it in at an angle and then snap it in. Like that, instead of just pushing it straight up and in there like you would on an AR or something, you know. But I mean, once you get used to it and stuff, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. So, anyhow, I've got, got some high hopes for this. I hope it doesn't let me down, obviously. And now that I got that membership, I just need to, you know, get some ammo and go up there and put some rounds through it. I do want to ask, steel cased ammo through this. I assume that it's okay, but my biggest question is, I see that now Wolf Ammo has got lacquer coating on the steel cases, and you can get it with polymer coating. I think the polymer coating is the newer coating that they came out with, and I'm assuming because that's going to have less problems of gumming up your chamber. If anybody can chime in about steel cased ammo and Ruger Mini 14s or Mini 30s, lacquer coated versus polymer coated, I would appreciate it. I definitely would. But anyway, that's it, man. That's the Ruger Mini 30, chambered in 7.62 by 39. High hopes for it. Get that thing out to the range, and I'll definitely get some video or range reports coming y'all's way. One thing I noticed, whenever I do post up videos of actually shooting at a range, the views on that is not very good. It seems to work better just to come back and talk about the results versus, you know, showing the actual shooting. So I may just give a range report on it. I'm not sure. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. That's it. I'm going to get out of here. I'm long-winded as usual. Y'all take care. Thanks for all the new subs. The subs are coming slowly but surely, but they're steadily coming in, and I do appreciate it. We'll see y'all.